after posting that video about Andy's boyfriend Nate being the true villain of The Devil Wears Prada, I see that I gotta spin the block on a part 2, so buckle in. Because too many of y'all were sitting up trying to convince me that Andy was somehow in the wrong, and I am just wondering, what movie did y'all watch? Fam, Nate's actions and his attitude towards Andy were rooted in jealousy, point blank period. And I really don't like how he and every other character in that movie really tried to gaslight Andy into believing that she had become this vapid, shallow person, when the only thing my girl did was acquire some mascara and designer drip. The core of who Andy was, her character, did not change. Like, she was still the kindest person up in the runway building. Work ethic, untouchable, getting called fat every day. And she took that in stride, because I promise y'all, I'd have crashed out on everybody after the 3rd or 4th time. Oh, but Emily in Paris, she ain't do nothing to that girl. First of all, Miranda is the one that said that she needed the best possible team in Paris, and that no longer included Emily. That's not Andy's fault. Emily was caught lacking. That's on her. Miranda told Andy, you're coming to Paris with me, or I'm gonna assume that you don't take your career seriously. Remember, Andy isn't putting up with the abuse of being Miranda's assistant because she loves fashion and loves Runway magazine. No, journalism is Andy's passion, and it stated very early that 1 year working for Miranda and getting that strong referral pretty much opens the door for anywhere that she wants to work in publication. But more importantly, why should Andy risk her career and well-being for Emily, of all people? I'm trying to cuss less in these videos, but Emily was literally a raging to Andy, and she enjoyed being a mean girl. I can't whisper it. She was a bitch. Any assistance that Emily extended to Andy wasn't out of the kindness of her heart. If Andy failed as second assistant, that was gonna come back onto Emily. So any help that she gave Andy was to ultimately serve her own needs. And Andy never returned that energy. She continuously extended, if not the hand of friendship, then at least cordiality. She kept it civil in the workplace, picking up where Emily was slipping, passing her tissues to keep the literal snot from running down Emily's face. And I'm gonna let you know right now that Andy's better than me, because she was deeply conflicted about having to take Emily's place in Paris. And don't forget, initially refused before Miranda hit her with that ultimatum, because considering Emily's behavior, baby, I would not have hesitated. Oh, you want me to go to Paris? I'll be at the airport 3 hours early. I'm already packed. And then trying to say that Andy cheated on Nate? How? When they were broken up. It don't matter if it was a week before, the day before, an hour before she went to Paris and slept with that writer, Thomas Thompson, the blonde man. The last conversation they had, Nate said they should stop pretending like they had anything in common and accuse her of having no integrity. Andy says maybe Paris is coming at a good time and they should go on a break. Nate walks away. Andy calls out to him, but then she takes the phone call from Miranda. Nate says Miranda is the one that Andy is really in a relationship with, and again, he walks away. Fam, that is a breakup. If you don't see it that way, that's okay. We will just have to agree to disagree. By the time they talk again, Nate done accepted a whole job in another city, please. The people accusing Andy of changing are Nate, her friends, and Miranda. All objectively horrible people. Don't let horrible people try to tell you about yourself. The friends, and Nate in particular, only want to view Andy's growing interest in fashion as egotistical and shallow. Even when she's trying to put them on to some dope journalist that she's come across in the fashion space, because again, writing is her passion, they belittle it, they dismiss it, and then Nate tells her that she's been drinking the Kool-Aid, and in the end, the entire reason that Andy walks out on the blonde man and quits her job is because she doesn't want to become like the people at Runway. Literally because of her integrity. Y'all gonna leave my girl Andy alone. Everyone in this movie was trash except her. And you might be thinking, oh, but what about Nigel? I like Nigel. We all like Nigel. But before he gave Andy that makeover, his fat phobia was just as loud as everybody else's. Nigel barely gets a pass, and that's because I love Stanley Tucci.